Tom Drexler presents Game On.
Welcome to Game On. We're joining you at a special time this week only, guys. Thanks for getting up early, Coach.
Oh, man, I've been up all night waiting for this.
All right. FBC's got that tour championship. Hopefully, Justin Thomas can bring home that $18 million check, although he's got some work to do.
He's got plenty of money, but that'd probably be good for him, too.
How about 18? Can you imagine? Then we have NASCAR later, so we're in a little early. I'm Wave Sports Director Kent Taylor, joined by three-time state champion head coach Bob Redman. And by the way, before last night, he was known as the last male coach to lose to Ballard. Now that's gone.
Well, but you know the rest of the story. We came back that year and able to knock them off in the playoffs with a great Devontae Parker. Man, he was something else.
Somebody hadn't forgotten, huh?
No, that one's stuck in our mind a little bit. Thanks for reminding us,
Super Bowl
Ken.
champ Chris Redman here.
Hey, I want to shout out real quick, too, to all the coaches that helped us get this thing. Man, it was a tough turnaround last night to today. Thanks all you guys for doing what you did and keep them rolling, man. That was good. You were here at 2 a.m. trying to get this together.
You were up. You were still calling. Late. All right, Chris, let's get to this first game. Kind of a shocker maybe for some people last night.
Absolutely. We may have a new sheriff in town. This Ballard Bruins team came to play. I saw them a little bit this summer. They got some great talent, and they really brought it tonight. And they needed to. This is a big win for them coming out of the gate. And this is going to be potentially our team of the month, Bear Nose team of the month. And they really came out with a great start for their season.
Yeah, Sweeney takes the first drive. They go 80, march it right down the field, score. Looks like Mail's going to run off with it, but then things turn around.
Yeah, they get the field goal here late in the first quarter, so it's 7-3, and you're thinking, hey, yeah, we got a ball game. I mean, Ballard might be able to hang with it. Ballard, they shut out Hopkinsville last week, so we're seeing what they can do, and then this is really where the game turned. After Mail had taken a safety, then got an interception late, this is the play of the game, the blocked field goal, and Jaden Minkin scoops it and goes 66 yards for the touchdown. And guys, at that point, it's 12-7 at the half. And how about both defenses pitch shutouts in the second half? Here's a big interception by Montez Campbell to clinch it for Ballard. And, Coach, you coached at both of these places. JCPS schools have not done too well against Mail of late. I think it's 2013 since one had beaten them. It's a big win for Ballard.
Been a long time. Huge win. I'm telling you, both really good defensive teams. Both of them will be involved all the way down to the state playoffs. This is going to be an exciting team, both of them, to watch. Mail will bounce back.
What does it do for a coach like Adrian Morton, though, to get this win, to get his kids on board for the rest of the season?
You can see it in his eyes. The emotion was for real. I'm telling you, it's a great win. That's a program maker right there. And hats off to Coach Morton. I'm really happy for him.
You can see it in his eyes. You can hear it in his voice.
Proud of my kids, man. They fought hard. We told them it wouldn't be easy. We told them it was going to be a low-scoring game. You just had to earn it. And these boys came here and they earned it tonight. And I couldn't be more proud of them. So proud of.
What about that play Jaden Minkins made for you at the end of the first half?
Hey, we caught it. I called timeout. I said, we're going to block it. Jaden's going to scoop and score, and I'll be danged. He did it. He did it. I'm proud of these guys, man. They fought. They fought. They earned it. We get some respect. We earned our respect tonight. And that's all we wanted to do, was earn our respect tonight. They did it. So proud of these guys.
Wow, Coach, that's why you do it, isn't it?
Oh, man, we need to come up with a new category, the call of the year from the sideline. There it was.
All right, how about the crowd? Look at that, Will Wolford and his wife Jude there as well last night at the St. X game. It was future Tiger Knight and former Tiger Knight, too. Here's Trevor Havel, 34-yard touchdown run here, the St. X quarterback. He threw a couple as well, got some wheels, and then their other quarterback, Adam Boone, with the touchdown pass coming up here. There's some of those future Tigers guys. And then Adam Boone to Zach Marks. And a big win for St. X Central. Tough couple weeks against Manual.
Absolutely. Too tough. That'll help them down the road. But, Chris, what about Trevor Havel?
You know what? I knew he's going to be a good quarterback. He's got potential being an elite quarterback. I love to see kids bounce back from a rough start. He bounced back because that's what football's all about, is what are you going to do on the next play? And he showed what he's going to do this week. He's got a bright future ahead of him.
We'll talk about him a little later in the show, too. All right, let's go to Trinity now. The well-traveled Rocks. They won at Carmel last week in Indiana, on the road last night at Moeller in Cincinnati. You know Moeller, Ken Griffey Jr., Barry Larkin. They've had some athletes in the days. And Trinity, though, comes up early. William Tronzo gets the fumble. They're inside the 10. And then Chris here, Drew Allen looking for the end zone. picked off, but you know what? He's out of bounds. So you keep the ball, you kick the field goal, you're up 3-0 on the road. We've had that Kellen McLaughlin young man. We've talked to him a little bit.
Great
Big
kicker,
field goal there. It's 3-0. But then
Best.
kind of all Crusaders from there, and Coach, they got themselves a running back.
Yeah, they do. They're outstanding effort right here by Moeller. Takes it to the house. They're great run. Their rushing game was extremely good all night long. Trinity couldn't count it, just had no ability to put any points on the board. So a great win there for Moeller. But Trinity plays that schedule, man, that is just unbelievable. That it will benefit them down the road.
That was Jordan Marshall with that touchdown run. All right, Donnie Stoner, he was here last week in studio with us, looking to get to 2-0 as the Crimson's boss, as they were taking on Floyd Central, and they strike first. 4th and 10 from the 21. How about this catch? Elijah Creech to Aiden Blakey.
Go get
My
you some.
goodness, goes up and gets it. 21 yards for the touchdown. 7-0 Crimsons. And that defense, they pretty much shut down Central last week, and they did it to Floyd Central again here. Nice pick by Julian Wallace.
Front four is awesome for Manual. That's going to keep them in every game they play this year. Manual's for real. Look out. This is going to be a great Manual team.
And all this young man does is score touchdowns. He had 4 last week, couple more last night. Zaron Washburn in for the touchdown. 45-7. Manual wins it over Floyd Central. Crimsons are 2-0. All right, Keegan Kendrick. This is a big one. This is our court comeback of the week.
Wow.
Keegan Kendrick and Bullitt East hosting Spencer County last night. And just before the half, Colin Elder with the field goal here, so it's 16-6 Chargers. They're at home. They're going to win, right? You guys have your red shirts playing for it.
Looks like it's going away with us. And this Spencer County group is tough. No quit in them. Watch them fight their way back from behind to take a lead. And ultimately the game overcame 322 yards from Bullitt East with 3 interceptions and able to pull this thing off. Great upset.
Camden Cardwell, a couple of big touchdowns, and the final 19-16,
Shocker.
a big win on the road for Spencer County. All right, Kenyon Gooden and Collins at Bullitt Central last night. Titans already up 21-0 when Gooden is going to keep it himself from 5 yards out. Scores on the keeper, made it 27-0. They get a big win, 48-14. That young man is doing some things in the first 2 weeks, and he will be in studio with us coming up in a matter of minutes. 3 touchdown passes and a touchdown run. All right, quickly, Southern at Moore. The Mustangs looking for the upset here. I mean, Southern, we had them here last week. They had a big win last week. We had their quarterback in studio, but the interception here, the touchdown, and Moore gets the big win. That was Calvin Cafando who threw that interception. Came back to throw a big touchdown to Taj Meadows later in the game, but the final 32-25, it is Moore who gets the win over Southern. All right, Chris, how about this? Christian Academy has got a pyro guy.
Oh,
who has a pyro guy?
He's the smoke coach.
He's gone.
He's right there in the smoke.
And then he's gone.
And he's right here with us on studio.
He does it all.
How about this game last night against North Bullitt?
It was one of those games where you got to come out and I think North Bullitt is in a transition.
You got to come out. You got to run out on the field eventually.
Yeah, we came out. We ended up
Smoke
coming
coach
out.
got crazy.
And, I'll tell you, who came out with smoking was Cole Hodge. He's
and Hunter Cantwell.
And Hunter Cantwell has done an incredible job for this team. But Cole Hodge he's got so many receivers. There we have a running back there, Gavin. He's an incredible running back. But man, he can light it up and he doesn't get a chance to throw that much. When you get up on a team, that much and a half, it's kind of tough to really get your numbers big for what you want to do. But it's all about the team. And I think it's a good lesson for these guys to learn.
A perfect night.
5 for 5, man. He was on fire and threw to his brother once. A great deep route to Connor Hodge, who's coming up here.
What's the coach going to complain about when you're 5 for 5? Justin Ruffin with the catch here in the touchdown. 48-0 Cal. And then finally, real quick, we want to mention Caden Anderson because he was 10 for 10 last week for 347 yards and 7 touchdowns. And he had a pretty good night last night as well. This one is Santana Creighton. They've outscored their 2 opponents 114-0.
Quietly, PRP is making some news out there on the highway. We're going to really find out this week about PRP. They go against Bowling Green. Looking forward to that one.
We'll get to that later in the show. Up next, we're going to take a look at our Prove It performances of the week when we return here on Game On. Welcome back to Game On. Time to check out our Prove It performers of the week, and we have some guys who put up some pretty impressive prove-it numbers last night. And Chris, starting with that quarterback at St. X.
Yeah, Trevor Haville, he's 5 of 6, 95 yards, 3 touchdown passes, a TD run. What a bounce back from the previous week.
Yeah, Jacob Dixon, PRP, 4 catches, man. Great numbers for the night. What an outstanding receiver he's going to be. UK commit, and really going to be a good player.
Caden Anderson, 8 of 10, 275 yards, 4 touchdowns. Great showing by Caden.
Yeah, Cam Cardwell, man, 17 carries, 94 yards, 2 touchdowns. What a night.
My man Troy Humphreys, KCD, 2 interceptions, 1 pick six, 2 catches, 1 80-yard touchdown.
Yeah, Xavion Ware from Western, man, running back, 200 yards, 4 touchdowns. A really good night for Xavion.
Look out for Jay-Sean Shannon. We talked about this guy earlier. He's a Division I wide receiver out of Fairdale. He had 4 catches, 144 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's a baller.
All right, that's it for our Prove It Performers of the Week. Up next, we're going to head into the Coach's Corner with the new man in charge at Carroll County. Welcome back to Game On. They say dress for the job you want, not the one you have. And I think Lonnie Oldham, he might want Coach Redmond's job. He certainly looks the part. He's in the Tom Drexler Coach's Corner this morning. Coach?
You know, I think he might be making his move. You're right. That's the best I've ever seen him all dressed up here at a time. I'm very impressed. I'm excited about this interview. Everything be told. Lonnie and I go way back and been friends in coaching a long time, but it's hard for me to call this guy a first-year coach. He's been everywhere. Went to Seneca, took them all the way to #1 in the state from wherever they started. Been at Oldham County, been at Jeffersonville. He's coached more. I don't know how many years he's been coaching, but he's now the new head coach at Carroll County. Welcome to the show, Lonnie.
Thank you.
I know you're excited about being up at Carroll County, a great environment right there on the river. Tell us a little bit where you are right now with these kids in this first year. You've had them all summer. You had a chance to work with them. Now you're in the season. Where are they right now as far as buying into what you're doing?
I think we're all in the boat. I talk about them getting in the boat all the time, and we're in the boat, and we just started our journey. Last week was our first game, and overall we performed really well. We performed really well on offense, defense, kicking game. You know, we faked a punt, we blocked a punt. So we're doing a lot of really good stuff when it comes to football. The kids are enthusiastic, they're excited about playing, and they're having a really good time.
You know, you've had a tough start a little bit. You know, played North Oldham up there and really played well. Just made a few mistakes or whatever. But you also had a tough loss in your son Samuel at quarterback. And so tell us a little bit about that ordeal.
Well, late in the game, we're down 14-7. We still have a chance to win, and he gets sacked. Just an unfortunate incident. Breaks his collarbone. Has surgery. Out 6 to 8 weeks. We have hope, and that's the first little thing I gave our kids was a little thing called hope. And if you don't have hope in something, you're lost.
Well, good luck to him getting back and rehabbing. He's a tough kid, and not going to surprise me if you don't bounce back by playoff time. Well, in the meantime, you've got Parker Mumphrey. You thought one of the best football players overall that you had. Tell us a little bit about him and how he comes in at quarterback.
He was my sophomore. He's a slash. I mean, he could play anything. He's our punter. He's our punt returner. He could play quarterback. He can play wide receiver. He can play DB. He can play anywhere you put him. And unfortunately, he's going to have to go in and step in a little bit early his sophomore year. And tonight he's going to start at Henry County, going against them tonight in his first varsity start, probably his first varsity pass. So he's going to be a little nervous, but our team's going to rally around him. It's not about just one person, it's about the whole team. So he's going to do really well.
Running back monster, Zane, you're high on him, Zane Williams, or Zane Satchwell, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Satchwell does a really good job. He's a good open field runner. He sees the hole really well, and he's tough. I mean, he's exactly what you would want in a high school running back. He's tough as nails, and I expect a lot of good things out of him all season.
They're giving me the wave off already. Here's what I'm telling you guys. Watch this guy at Carroll County. Watch him turn that thing around. They'll be a contender. Thanks for coming, Lonnie, and back to you, Coach.
All right, thank you. Coach is up next. Our Premier Packaging Player of the Week is going to join us in studio. All right, time to check in with our Premier Packaging Player of the Week, and this gentleman is a Mr. Football candidate. The quarterback at Collins is with our quarterback, Chris Redman. Chris?
Ken, if you want to start off a Mr. Football candidacy, this is what you do. Last week, you go 17 to 20, 268 with 4 touchdown passes, 163 yards rushing with 2 touchdowns. This week, you go 17 to 25, 269 yards, 3 touchdown passes, rush for another 2 touchdowns, have 5 tackles on defense, and overcome the Bullitt Central team this week. Kenyon Gooden, one of the best players in the state by far from Collins High School. Kenyon, thanks for having on. And what makes this team so special? I know it's not all you. You're a big part of it, but tell us what makes this team so special.
The line's blocking. The receivers are getting open. It makes it very easy on me. The coaches, I've been playing quarterback for 2 years now, so they know what I'm comfortable with, and that just gets us going.
Absolutely. Well, you got a great team around you. Obviously, talk about that. You got some great receivers. Can you tell me a couple of these receivers that you like to find and how they get open so well?
Darius Evans. I've been throwing to him for 2 years now, so our chemistry's unmatched. Caleb Bailey, he's stepping into a new role. I've been throwing to him the past 2 weeks too, and yeah. So.
Well, you got a great opportunity to throw the ball and run the ball. Tell me a little bit about your running back in the backfield that's helping you guys go on the ground.
AJ Higgins, he's a hard-nosed runner.
Yep.
I haven't seen one person tackle him in these past 2 weeks, so he's getting it going, and our line's blocking well for him.
Absolutely. You got a great offense and a great defense, too. A couple weeks you got Wolford County, which I know on October 14th is a date that you circled. It's a big rivalry / big game for your division. Tell us a little bit about it. I know you don't want to look ahead, but that's a big game that you have circled on your calendar, isn't it?
Yes, sir. I know they're going to bring the energy. They always do. We just have it. We have it circled, and we're going to be ready to play, I think.
Well, I think you're going to have an opportunity to play on the next level. You're already playing head games with DBs on the other side of the ball. You're into psychology, and you got a couple colleges looking at you, Liberty and Army right now. Tell us a little about some kids out there that what do they need to do to prepare for the next level?
Grades first. Academics, I pride myself on that. Having good character with around your teammates,
Absolutely.
around your coaches, around your teachers, especially.
Absolutely.
And that gets you where you're going to go.
Well, Ken, you got an outstanding future ahead of you. I'm excited for this season, and you guys are going to be a contender all the way, and keep the hard work going. And Ken, we'll turn it back over to you, man. Kenyon Gooden's our Premier Package Player of the Week.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. We're going to finish up with a look ahead to next week's big games when we return here on Game On. All right, we're ready to wrap it up on this Saturday afternoon. First of all, our first Bear Nose team of the month.
Whoa.
Who is it?
It's Ballard, man. I'm going to be there, too. Let's
They
have
get
some
a little
pizza.
party at Bear Nose. Congrats to the Bruins. All right, let's talk about some of the big games coming up next week, including a rematch of the 2021 6A title game. St. X at Mayo. The Dogs coming off that loss at Ballard.
Dogs come in bitten a little bit now. They take one on the chin, but big game. It's going to be a wonderful game. Watch Mayo bounce back. X is strong, but Mayo will be ready to play.
Trinity finally at home after 2 weeks out of state on the road. PRP, they haven't been scored on yet. They go to Bowling Green.
This is a real test for PRP. We'll know a lot more about them after this week.
Manual, pretty good start. Wins over Central and Floyd Central.
Manuel's got a great, outstanding, big, huge offensive and defensive front. They're going to be tough to stop.
And that's a rivalry game. North Bullitt, a little down this year. Chris, you all played them at Cal. And then Bullitt East coming off what do you have to figure a disappointing loss to them.
Bullitt East's going to bounce back. Travis Egan's a great quarterback out there. It's time for him to really showcase what he can do. He's an outstanding player, and he should be in every conversation at a lot of colleges around town. All
right, for once, enjoy the rest of your Saturday after watching Game On. Guys, go out and do something. Enjoy the outside. All right, we'll see you next week on Game On.
I'm going fishing.
Game On is presented by Tom Drexler.